And so it was a good humbling experience for me to understand what, as a lead, how you can lead whenever you have a lower knowledge level than everybody. And you're basically, yeah, you're the leader, but you're the low man on the totem pole.
I'd love to hear more about your experience in the Navy, in submarines, and what lessons you learned there that you can carry on into your data work or beyond that. Obviously, you'd mentioned that you didn't do anything necessarily data centric, but I think that you still obviously learned quite a bit from those experiences, and I'd love to hear kind of like the how long you were there, but also the breadth and the kind of depth that you went into it.
I was in the submarine force, like I said, and we have to go through a nuclear training pipeline, they call it. So it's a nuclear training. So you go to like school for 6 months, and then you also go to this like the schoolhouse, they call it, and you actually learn like basically a master's of nuclear engineering within 6 months. And then from there, you go to what they call prototype, which is like this really old reactor, and you go and operate the reactor and learn how to do that. This whole training is about like a year long, and then you get shipped out to your submarine. I just tell you that because I'll get back to it. So that was my first year. And then I went out to my submarine, was there for 2 to 3 years. And while I was stationed to the submarine, we did 4 different deployments, spent close to like 2 years of my life underneath water. And really appreciate being outside now and mountain biking and not being underwater. So there's people that like have like 10, 15 years underneath water. So I'm nothing compared to them. So yeah. But so what translated though? The thing that I think for me that was the biggest translation is those communication skills and dealing with people. So I was in charge of this division on the submarine. And they were like we have multiple different divisions. Like some people are in charge of like their mechanics that are in charge of like the pipes and stuff and working on it. And other people are in charge of the electronics. They're like the nerds. And everybody makes fun of them. And then they have other people that are like, the electricians that work on the electrical thing. And funny enough, the electricians are the meanest people. And they put me in charge of the electricians. So, you can imagine like me showing up like fresh out of college and in charge of this division, if you will, with another counterpart, trying to lead this. But it was really good for me because it's like, hey, you got to work with this team. You have to work with people that have been in the Navy for 10 to 15, 20 years and have a lot more experience than me. But here I am, because I was an officer in the Navy. Here I am as their leader, if you will. And so it was a good humbling experience for me to understand what, as a lead, how you can lead whenever you have a lower knowledge level than everybody. And you're basically, yeah, you're the leader, but you're the low man on the totem pole. And so it was really just an eye-opening experience for me to understand how to work with others and how to get tasks accomplished and how to have that camaraderie and that teamwork to get things done. And so that really, I don't know, I feel like that set me up for the rest of my time in the Navy, because after I got done with my time in the submarine, I was then my second half of my Navy, I got sent back to that training program that I was talking about, where I was an instructor. And same thing there, I was in charge of a team about 50 individuals, and we were in charge of not only running the reactor, but also training students along the way. And same thing, had people on my team that were above my skill level, above my knowledge level, but I was the person technically in charge, if you will. But it was just more of it was a great lesson in leadership and a great lesson in how to work with other people. So I guess how does that also tie into data science? Is now it goes into my YouTube channel because I was an instructor there. And really what I found while I was there is I have this passion for teaching others about things that I learned and about basically teaching them what problems I've had in the past and how to avoid them. And that was really that teaching aspect really sort of started after I got out of school, me getting into more social media to help others, because I'm just like a big proponent of helping others out so that way they don't have to repeat the same mistakes that I went through.
Thanks for watching this clip. Luckily for you, I picked 2 more clips that I think you might really enjoy. Either watch those or maybe check out the full episode.